Hey, how we doing, guys? It's Daniel back again for Beto Bistro and the Orchard Wine Cellar up here in the Orchard Town Center in Westminster, bringing you yet another wine of the week. So we've covered a few styles throughout this series. We've touched on sparkling, we've touched on still wines. Now we're going to bring you a little sweet treat. We got some dessert wine for you. This one comes to us from Austria. Now, in regards to German and Austrian wines, there are certain designations that they place on their labels for their quality level wines. And it's all in regards to at what point in the season do they harvest the grapes. So at the earliest point in the season that they begin to harvest, they label it cabinet. And then moving progressively more into the harvest season, it goes from cabinet to Spätlese, Auslese, Beerenauslese, and then Trockenbeerenauslese, and finally Eiswein. So those first three designations, cabinet, Spätlese, Auslese, can be made into either dry or sweet styles. It all kind of depends on, the winemaker's preference. When we get into Beerenauslese and Trockenbeerenauslese, those will definitely be sweeter styles of wine. Sometimes with Beerenauslese and all the time with Trockenbeerenauslese, they could be affected by what's called botrytis or noble rot. And essentially what that is a fungus or mold that grows on the outside of the grape, which you may not think would be beneficial, but some grape varietals are really receptive to this. What it does is actually kind of poke little holes in the skins of the grapes and allows water to evaporate, thus concentrating all those sugars and acids and just really concentrating those flavors in the grape. And so when they press the grape, very little juice actually comes out, but what does come out is very super concentrated and sweet. So like I said, this one comes to us from Austria. Kind of borders right along the Austrian-Hungarian border. And it sits right along a lake called Lake Neusiedl, which kind of straddles the borders. Part of it's in Austria, part of it's in Hungary. And it's quite a few kilometers wide. However, it only measures about 3 meters in depth at its deepest point. So every year, the town people do a little festival where they wade across the water and have fun and do whatever it is they do. But the interesting part about this lake is it creates kind of a little microclimate, just a little pocket of perfect conditions to grow wine grapes and other types of produce and things like that. And so this man here, Kracher, this wine is a Zweigelt, which is a native grape to Austria. Kind of rare to see a dessert wine made from 100% Zweigelt. This one is a Beerenauslese designation, and what Beerenauslese really translates to is selected late harvest berries. So they hand select these berries in the late harvest part of the season. Maybe a small percentage of these grapes have been affected by botrytis. This man Kracher is internationally known. He produces nothing but dessert wines. Every year there's a kind of an international competition amongst the best of the best in the world in regards to sweet wines. This man is the only person from Austria who is invited, and he wins time and time again. So I would put this up next to the Chateau d'Yquem and all those Sauternes, all those famous, dessert wines. This can definitely go head to head with those guys, and for a fraction of the price. This guy will only run you $27 here in the shop. You're gonna experience these beautiful baked cherry flavors and aromas, a little bit of honey, and just it's obviously very sweet, but has a delicious amount of acidity to kind of refresh that palate and not make it overbearing. So I would highly recommend you come check this out. Pick up some dessert wine. This goes excellent with, certain types of cheeses like blue cheese perhaps, or with dessert, or just to sit and meditate with. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we will be back again to bring you yet another wine of the week. Cheers.